Do you want to speak English with more confidence? Well, I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can. And you know what? It's probably easier than you think. Today, I'm going to share 3 super simple keys that will help you build sentences so much more easily. So let's get right into it.
First, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You're in a conversation, you need to speak English, and poof, your mind just goes totally blank. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a really common feeling. And the most frustrating part is that you actually know a lot of words. They're all right there in your head, but for some reason, when you try to put them together into a sentence, they just don't come out. If that's you, please don't worry. We're going to fix that starting right now.
So, let's talk about why this happens. Why do our minds just freeze up sometimes? Let me tell you a quick story that I think a lot of you will understand.
Just imagine this for a second. You're sitting in a really important job interview. Everything's going great. Then they ask you a question. You know the answer. You want to say something amazing, but you just freeze. You can't find the words. And just like that, the opportunity is gone. It feels awful, doesn't it?
Now, here's the secret. The reason this happens isn't because your vocabulary is bad. No, not at all. It's usually because we haven't mastered just a few very simple but very powerful sentence structures. And that's what we're going to change today.
So, what's the solution? Well, we're going to focus on 3 easy keys that are going to help you build sentences with so much more confidence. Let's take a look at what they are. Here they are, your 3 new best friends for speaking English. Number 1 is want to, which we use for our goals and dreams. Number 2 is try to, which is for talking about your efforts. And number 3 is like to, for talking about things you enjoy. Simple, right?
Okay, so now that you know what the 3 keys are, let's get to the most important part. How do we actually use them to make sentences that sound natural and feel easy?
There's really just one magical rule you need to remember, and it's so easy. You just take the key phrase, like want to, and you add a simple verb right after it, like speak. So want to speak. That's it. This rule works perfectly for all 3 of our keys.
Let's just look at this chart to make it super clear. See, we use want to when we're talking about our goals, like I want to learn. We use try to for our efforts, I try to practice, and we use like to for things we enjoy. I like to read. Each phrase has its own special job. Okay, let's start with our first key, want to. This is all about your big goals, your dreams, your desires. For example, you can say, I want to improve my English, or I want to get a better job. It's perfect for talking about the future you hope for. Next up, we have our second key, try to. Now this one is all about action and effort. What are you doing right now to reach your goals? You could say, I try to speak in English every day. It shows that you're really working on it. And finally, our third key, like to. This one is for sharing a bit about yourself, what you enjoy, your hobbies. Things like, I like to read books, or I like to watch motivational videos. It's a wonderful way to connect with people. All right, so we've learned the theory. But how do these keys actually sound in a real everyday conversation? Let's listen in on 2 friends talking.
So the conversation starts with Aman asking his friend about a goal. He uses our first key perfectly. Hey, do you want to improve your English?
And look at Rahul's response. He uses want to as well to talk about his own goal. Yes, I want to speak fluently. It's a perfect, clear, and confident answer. Now notice how Alman switches to our second key. He asks about Rahul's actions, his effort. That's great. Do you try to practice every day?
And listen to this reply from Rahul. It's brilliant. He uses 2 keys in just one answer. He says, I try to watch videos, that's his effort, and then I like to practice with friends, that's his preference. See how naturally they fit into a real conversation?
Okay, you've seen how it all works. So now it is your turn to use these keys. Let's do a quick little practice quiz together. I'm going to show you a sentence with a blank space, and you just fill it in. You ready? Here we go. Number 1. I blank to practice English with my friends. Should it be want, try, or like? Think about it. The sentence is about something you enjoy, a preference.
The correct answer is like to. I like to practice English with my friends. If you got that one right, fantastic. You're really starting to understand this.
All right, let's do just one more. Do you blank to improve your fluency? Now, this question is about a goal, something you desire for the future, so which key phrase fits here?
And the answer is want to. Do you want to improve your fluency? Excellent, excellent work. See, it's not that difficult once you know the job of each key.
So, remember, speaking English with confidence is not about knowing thousands of grammar rules. It's about mastering a few key tools and using them well. Today, you've learned 3 of the most important ones. So my question for you is this. Now that you have the keys, what is one thing you want to say in English today?